football picks is in. My pick six, again, calling this week sloppy Saturdays. And again, I do not call easy games. All my games dictates the college football playoffs. So, and these are games that anybody can get wrong. But, trying to win some money on, you know what I'm saying? But this is definitely sloppy Saturday. Sloppy Saturday. It could go either way, but this is what I'm going with. So my first game for my pick six, Wisconsin playing number 19, Alabama. I'm going Alabama. Alabama looked real good last week. I think it's going to go into this week. Wisconsin is going to play a physical brand of football like they do. But I think Alabama and their quarterback play with Simpson is going to overlap this game. They're also playing in Tuscaloosa. So, again, I'm going with Bama. I think they're the better team overall, and I think they will get this win. My number two game is number 6, Georgia, going to number 15, Tennessee. Every ounce of me wants to go with Tennessee because it's a home game. That Tennessee atmosphere is going to be crazy. But I have to go with Georgia. Georgia plays well in big games. I think Georgia will lose in the season, but it won't be to Tennessee. This will be an early test. This game will also, in my opinion, be very sloppy. But I'm still going with number 6, Georgia, over number 15, Tennessee. My next game is number 5, Miami versus South Florida. South Florida is a scary team. They're a scary team. Their defense is really good, scary good. But this is going to be a sloppy game. Miami has a good team. They got Carson Beck over there from Georgia. I'm going with Miami because Miami needs this game to be ready for the college football playoffs. If they can't beat South Florida, then they're not college football playoff ready. They're not even the caliber team. So this is their first test. And as good as South Florida has looked, again, their offense doesn't produce a lot of points because their quarterback is such a dual threat. You don't fear anybody else on that offense like that. You just fear the quarterback. I just feel like Miami has too many athletes offensively and defensively. But I think offensively, they're going to be or have a much better output than what Florida did a week prior. So I'm going with Miami over South Florida. My next game is number 16, Texas, playing number 8, Notre Dame. I'm going with Notre Dame. Texas, great team, solid team, good team. But Arch Manning is still developing. He looked better against San Jose State, but he still doesn't look sharp. And because of the quarterback play, I'm going to go Notre Dame. Notre Dame already lost a close game a little earlier in the season, well, a week prior to. So they have their big game under their belt. I believe they win this big game at home. So I'm going with Notre Dame. Number 12, Clemson is going to Georgia State. This is probably one of the easier games, but it's on here. I'm going with Clemson. I'm going with Clemson. They have to bounce back from LSU if they have any chance. If they're going to play in the college football playoffs, they still have the aspirations to do it. I think this game is going to be a blowout because they're trying to regulate. My next game is Florida versus number 3, LSU. They go to Death Valley. I think Florida is going to play a hell of a game. They're going to play a hell of a game. They lost to South Florida last week, had no business losing to them. They messed around, they found out. And again, I believe Florida comes up short against LSU. Again, LSU beat Clemson. And LSU can't afford to lose to Florida. I think this is going to be a very close game. Florida has them type of athletes. They have a great defense, but their offense is very spotty. One week they look one way, the next week they look another. And I think LSU will beat them in Death Valley. Death Valley is just a very hard place to play and win games at. So those are my pick 6 for college football. Again, I'm going with Bama over Wisconsin, Georgia over Tennessee, Miami over South Florida, Notre Dame over Texas, Clemson over Georgia State, and LSU over Florida. So again, if you try to win you some money on, you're welcome. You know what I'm saying? Last week, my record was 4-2. So we're going to see with this week. And like I told y'all, as promised, I'm going to have for the NFL my pick six. I'm going Seattle over the Steelers. No, I'm going Steelers over Seattle. But Seattle is going to going to the Steelers. Broncos going to the Colts. I got the Broncos. The Rams going to Tennessee. I got the Rams. Falcons and Vikings. That game could go either way. That game could go either way based on what I seen last week. But I'm going with the Falcons on this one. Jaguars, Bengals. That game could also go either way. But I'm going with the Bengals. Commanders and Packers. This was the hardest game to call this week. But I have to go with the Commanders. I have to go with the Commanders. And the Commanders are going to the Packers. So, again, this is going to be some great games. So I got the Steelers beating Seattle, Broncos beating Colts, the Rams beating the Titans, Falcons beating the Vikings, Bengals beating the Jaguars, and the Commanders beating the Packers for the NFL, my pick six. So again, try to win you some money on.